Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the second part of the lower decks character reveal for Beckett Mariner. As you can see over to, I guess, this side now because I swapped sides. We're starting off with an action. Connect the dots. It's a 2/5 +1 mid-block. I guess before we get into the card, I should say I forgot to mention thanks for UVS Games for the opportunity to reveal these cards to you guys. There's a bunch of content creators doing this. We're all like piling in. There's like 6 of us on each character. Be sure to go like, share, subscribe all my videos and their videos, and let me know in the comments below if like you like these decks, what your like favorite deck is, yada yada. So yeah, go back to the cards, right? So it is a 2/5 action +1 mid block, chaos attuned. Because we're doing chaos and these guys, we're doing attuned again, and I guess still, right, because we're still in an Attack on Titan like area zone meta thing. So response: remove. After an enhance ability is played, add 1 foundation from your stage to your hand. The check to block this attack gets +3. So this is actually a pretty decent tool for defending. I just don't know if it makes a lot of cuts in index, right, because the action asset backup slots are pretty competitive. Off chaos, like the action slots are not too bad. Like it just depends on your deck style. Like if you're Godzilla, you're playing City Rampage. If you're that style of deck, like even Toga could do the City Rampage thing. It does debuild you one. More often than not, you're going to pick up a committed foundation because you're not going to use this on the first block unless it's going to kill you. At least it does clear the card pool, which is kind of nice. And it does give you +3 to block this attack. So you don't want to do it offensively to pick up a foundation to replay it. But it is really good defensively if like you're completely tapped out. You only have like 1 or 2 cards in the card pool. You do the math. You need a 5. You can remove, get +3, pick up a like a really good block, move on. So yeah, I just don't know if it makes cuts competitively, but I could see like in the grand scheme maybe of a big game, like a multiplayer game, because if it's like triple threat, you do give the onus to the player who's defending, right? That I think unless I'm wrong in triple threat rules, then you can't play response or enhances when you're the off player. Next up is an attack. It's Captain's Log Interrupted. 5/3, 1 low block, 4 mid for 6, stun 1 charge. Response: after this attack is blocked, your rival reveals their hand. Chaos attuned. It's a neat card. The 5 diff slot is very competitive on chaos. I just don't see this getting in over like Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken, oh shoot, like Smashing Stomp for Godzilla. I mean that card, Deception Dagger, Black Abyss. I guess like if you're not on chaos and you need like a big stick, I guess, to start the turn, it's a fine turn starter, right? Because they're either gonna take 6 and you're gonna find out knowledge, right, on their hand. So it just depends on where I guess the game state is in your deck style. Like I don't know, I just don't see this being, I don't know, like it's one of those weird attacks where it could see play just based on the style of deck. Like I think Beckett plays it pretty well. It's a 6 mid 6 or a 4 mid 8, technically a 5 mid 8 because of the stun 1. But yeah, yeah, it's okay. It may be a role player in some decks. In certain decks that I play, I probably won't play that. Over the cards that are in it now. Moving on. First foundation, Family Secret, 2/5, 3 low block, chaos attuned. Response: tenacious, flip. After you check a printed 3 or less, that check gets +1. That's not bad. Like it's just there to check boost. So you can. It's one of these cards where you can flip and then commit it, right? Because it's after you check. Yeah. So you'd have to commit. You have to flip this and then commit your cards, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like League interview, right? Is that what I'm looking for? It's not the 3 diff, it's the 2/6 from Dobby. Something like that. It's that one. Yeah, that card. That does the same thing. It flips for +1 to your block. This is after you check, though, so it's not bad. Being tenacious is really good because you can use this earlier in the turn to block and then flip this if you check a 3 or less. Next up is All in This Together. It's a 1/4, 2 high block foundation, water attuned this time. Enhance flip. This attack gets +1 speed for each attack in your card pool. Very cool piece of card pool clog tech. Sometimes you do struggle to get speed on those, and then even though your opponent's card pool is clogged a bit with a few cards, you could still use this just to get that little bit of speed. Like I could see June playing this from the Tekken decks. I can see Karama 2 playing this. I guess maybe Mineta 2, I guess, until they rotate out in March. So yeah, it's a decent piece of water, and it's kind of nice to see that water is getting some attuned cards in these decks, and then they're really kind of leaning into that card pool clog gimmick. So it's not really, sorry, I reversed that. It's not for your opponent's cards. It's like your stuff getting extra speed. So even if you're not a card pool clog character, you still get bonuses on this. So yeah. So rewind that, reverse, edit it out in post. Yeah. Next up is, and the next attack is a Hollow Escape. 4/3 mid block, 3 high for 5. EX2 Fury. Chaos attuned. Response: after this attack is blocked, draw 1 card or add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Okay, now, this card here is kind of a banger. Its stats are kind of, not bad for a 4 diff. The block isn't the greatest, but the payoff is that if your rival blocks it, you get to draw a card or get some momentum to further your game plan. So we always like for our 4 diff cantrips. Sure, your rival does have some, some decision making on that. But they either take 5 or you're going to get a good choice. You get some more resources. So I actually think this is a pretty decent card. This probably will see some play in the 4 diff slots and decks that could use it. Next up is a 3 diff foundation. It looks like it is our rare. 3/5, 2 low block. Response flip. After your rival makes a check to play non-attack card, that check gets -2. Failing that check does not end the combat phase. So it does say non-attack card. So as long as we're not playing an attack card as a block, you can check their blocks. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I like that. A non-attack card. So it's for actions, assets, foundations, backups. They're trying to block with things. You get to just hack their check. Or if they're trying to play one as a form or as like an enhance ability on an action, you get to just nuke it down a bit to their check. And then, they have to decide if they want to commit resources to pass that check or not. So it's not too bad. Next up is the next 3 diff Master of Anboyutsu. 3/5, 2 high. Response commit. After your unblocked attack deals damage, your rival loses 2 health. Enhance remove. Tenacious. This attack gets 2 speed. Water attuned. Very cool. Again, if we're like on the water clog, like a water clog deck, this kind of gives us some extra pushing power. I know a lot, like the Karama 2s of the world are always looking for extra damage somehow, and then even like any deck that would just throws like little pokes out, this is a fine card. Plus you get to it's a dual use card, so after you commit it, you also get to remove it for 2 speed. So if you really need that last 2 speed to push through, it's there for you. It's not too bad. I don't know if it's going to see play. I'm not sure if it's going to see play competitively, but I can see it being played at some locals. Next up is another attack, a 4 overhead toss, 4/3, 2 mid block, 0 mid for 5, throw. Very basic. Momentum gen. It being 5 damage is kind of nice because with Beckett, then we can. If we get the 2 damage, it's a 7/0 mid for 7, so it's going to do 4. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's a role player. It's on water too, which is kind of nice. So Water attuned. Next up is our zero diff in the deck. Rule of Acquisition 100 at number 111, 05, 3 low block. Beckett enhanced. That means your character has to be one of the two Becketts. Commit. Look at the top card of your rival's deck. You may place it on the top. You may place it on the bottom of their deck. So you get to see your rival's next check, their next draw. You get some information on their deck. Very cool. Again, totally playable if your character is Beckett Mariner, so it's really only going to see playing her. So yeah, it's a neat card. If you're playing Beckett, you're playing these. So that's pretty much it. Next up is Run Idiot 1/5 3 high block. Enhance commit. This attack gets -2 speed. If you completely block this attack, gain 1 health. Water attuned. That's a really neat card. I could see this getting play just based off the fact that it's a payoff for completely blocking. So sure, it would be nice if it said -3 speed, but that you get that secondary ability of gaining a health if you've fully blocked it. So not too bad. I could see this getting slotted in some decks. I know, like, what is it? What's the Todoroki 1/5 minus speed card is leaving in March, so I could see this being slotted in decks that need it. So I can't believe I totally ice gliding, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's weird. I know what the card looks like and what it does. I just can't say its name. Old head, man. I know. Next up is Secret Past 1/5 3 mid block, water attuned. Response: after you block with this card, put it on the bottom of your deck. That's cool. I like that. Response flip: before you make a check, you may check from the bottom of your deck. That's sick. Okay, so I kind of like this, that if you have one in hand and one in stage, you know you're gonna block with it. It clears, which is really nice, and then you can, before you make the check, you can check from the bottom. You can just check a 5. So it kind of interplays with each other with multiples. So this card may see some play just because it just clears on block. That's like the number one reason. Like, it's a +3 mid. Yeah, it's bad block mod. But if you can block with it, it clears your pool. So self-clearing blocks are always really nice. So it probably will see some play. Just not sure on like quantities wise. But I could see this getting played outside the decks. Next up is Short-Lived Promotion 2/5 +3 mid block. Response flip: before your draw step, increase your hand size by 1 this turn. Chaos attuned. I can see this getting played all the time. Being able, before your draw step, become a 7-hander or become an 8-hander offensively, that is cracked. This card's super good. Again, 2/5 +3 mid is kind of competitive. On the 2/5 slot, the block isn't the best, but I can see us playing at least 2 copies. If we get it, awesome. This is a really neat card. It's going to be really neat to see the deck builders in our game really try to take use of this card. Also, with Beckett 2, we can unflip this if we deal damage, so we're an 8-hander on multiple turns. I think it's very cool. It's a very neat card. Next up is an attack: Therapeutic Exchange, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 1 high block, 3 low for 5, powerful 3, and kick. Response: after this attack is blocked, your rival adds the top card of their deck to their card pool. Water attuned. Kurama, June. This is leaning more into the water card pool clog gimmick. Again, your rival does have the decision to block it, or take 5, or block and then add a card, so they'd be on 2 progressive if this is your first attack. It's a great lead in. It's a great bridge, or a flow card, or whatever the kids call it these days. It's a really good card. I can see this being played just because it's basically going to add 1 speed to all your attacks for the turn if they block it, or you deal them 5 damage. Especially with powerful 3 on it, they're going to have to respect it if you have momentum. Next up is Under the Influence, 4/3 3 high block, 2 low for 5, powerful 2, weapon, another chaos weapon. We love that. Response: after this attack is blocked, your rival loses 1 health, and your next check to play a card gets +1. Chaos Attuned, I think I said that. But, like, another Chaos weapon, man. We love Chaos weapons in this household. I'm not sure if this makes it into Toga, but it does give her another low attack, which is kind of nice. Being able to still deal damage to possibly trigger our Excited for Bloods for playing it. And then also getting to grease our checks. Very good in Toga. So this probably will see some play. In the 4-3 slot, the block is kind of tough, but not sure if it makes it into Toga 3, but it could make it into like a Kenny deck or other characters that are looking for like on-block responses, or they need a low attack with a high block. This kind of fills some roles. And that's it, guys. That is the last of the previews for Beckett Mariner's starter. I almost went through all of them. Clash, starter, challenger deck. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments below. Go check out all the other content creators who worked really hard. Again, thanks for UVS Games for the opportunity to share these cards with you guys. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below, do the Alexa things, go to whatever social media page I don't have, and comment or whatever. But yeah, so that's all I got for you guys today. And until the next video, take care.